Phew. Philadelphia Eagles flag speaks halftime, man. I'm so annoyed by this game, but at this point, you got to concede it is what it is, man. The Washington Commanders, for some reason, it's one of those things where you got a team that really isn't on the level of your team, but they just know how to play you well. I don't know if it's just a coaching thing where their coaching staff is just better prepared. They know what they're doing. I'm not going to say the Eagles aren't mentally prepared. I'm not going to give them an excuse that they're thinking about Dallas. None of that, because this is the third time in a row where we having just all these struggles with this damn team. It's amazing to me that this team, Sam Howell, has been sacked more than any other quarterback in the league. But for some reason, the Eagles, even though we have a vaunted defensive line, we can't get to them. Every other team, the Bears can sack the hell out of them, the Giants can sack the hell out of them, but we can't get to them. But at the same time, if the Giants play the Eagles, we'll turn around and destroy the Giants, make it look like it's not even a game. But then Washington can't beat the Giants to save their life. But then we sit here and struggle with Washington. It makes no sense, but it lets you know football is a game of matchups. Okay, we're in a dogfight. It is what it is. I like the way the last two drives looked, with the exception of using Kenneth Gainwell at the goal line. Just because Kenneth Gainwell ran a touchdown for us at the goal line last week, that does not mean he should be the designated guy at the goal line. He fumbled the ball, which put us in a serious hole, and then our offense had to driving all the way down the field and coming away with nothing. End up having to drive all the way again, and Kenneth Gainwell is put right back out there because the coach, when a player fumbles like that, coaching staff they can go two ways. You can implement accountability, which is sit him down and use your other running backs because, you want him to think about it and motivate him to play better next time out of fear. Or you can, love up on him and put him out there and say, we have confidence in you and so on. Now, I disagree with doing that with Kenneth Gainwell because I understand that approach if you're talking about like a Devontae Smith dropping a pass. If you're talking about if A.J. Brown has a bad game, or Jalen Hurts does, or even DeAndre Swift does, right? You can take that approach with them because you have confidence. But with a Kenneth Gainwell, who's like your second tier player, he's not your starting running back. I would want to see more accountability there. So that's probably my only issue with that. Besides the fact that you go down there and you just give up 3 points at the end of the half. I hate that strategy. I will always hate that strategy. Why don't you have enough confidence in your guys to get a stop? Right? If you get a stop right there, you send a message to the Washington offense that they can be stopped. Right now, you're dealing with an extremely confident Washington offense. You're dealing with an Eagles defense that is not going to be very confident. So going into that second half, you better score right away to at least put yourself in a position to win a shootout, because I don't see the defense coming through and stopping them because you gave them no reason to have confidence now. So I didn't like anything as far as the coaching from the Eagles in that first half. The players are the players. A.J. Brown, best wide receiver in the NFL, okay? Without question, the best wide receiver in the NFC. That catch right there on the sideline, that's that stuff that, MVPs do. MVPs do, and he should be in that conversation for that because he will get that 125. I'm glad to see Devontae Smith more involved as well, because he's just as responsible for that draft as A.J. Brown was. He had two big catches in the middle of the field, which I respect. Dallas Goedert, I'd like to see a little bit more of him in the second half. We also can't abandon the run game. Just because the run game ain't glorious, we're not getting chunk yards, that is not a reason to abandon it. You have to keep the defense honest, thinking about it. That does nothing but, help your offense. That's what it does. All right, so that's what I got to say about that first half, man. Get back to this game, man. Peace.